Psychology dare not even write it like this. The craziest part is yet to come. Going through the illusion wasn't enough. He insisted on making them return to their 20-year-old selves and forcing them to do that deed in the illusion. Only then did Shu Sanqi's spirit truly awaken. So after going around in a big circle, Shu Sanqi's secondary spirit awakening still relied on N.A.N sacrificing herself again in the illusion. What difference does this make from reality? After the test was over, N.A.N came out to distribute rewards. This wouldn't have mattered, but what he said was enough to choke someone to death. When evaluating, N.A.N actually had the nerve to talk about N.A.N, saying that leaving her mother after that incident was unfilial. My God, how high of a moral high ground are you standing on, God King? Aren't you cold up there? How old was N.A.N back then? 14. A 14-year-old girl sold herself to a strange man to save her mother's life. After it was over, how chaotic must her heart have been? How dirty, how ashamed to face anyone. She felt she was dirty, felt she had no face to return and face the mother who raised her with such hardship. What a normal, humble, and heartbreaking psychological reaction is that? She didn't dare to go back, not that she didn't want to. The medicine she exchanged with her life truly cured her mother's illness. Does this also have to be labeled as unfilial? According to your logic, what should she have done at the time? Get dressed, go home, knock on the door, and kowtow to her mother. Mom, I just traded my body for your medicine, aren't I filial? Is this something a human can do? The most ironic part comes now. This deadly test ended, and Shu Sanqi was waiting eagerly for the reward. N.A.N waved his hand. No reward, your spirit has fully awakened, that is the greatest reward. I'm just speechless. Who did Shu Sanqi's spirit awakening rely on? It relied on N.A.N being with him again in the illusion. This reward was given by N.A.N. How about that? You God King turned around and counted the girl's sacrifice as a benefit you distributed. That's really good at getting something for nothing, isn't it? So N.A.N sacrificed herself again in the illusion, and in the end, didn't even get a fair word, but was instead criticized and educated, told she shouldn't have been unfilial. It was only because Shu Sanqi barely managed to awaken his spirit that it wasn't a total loss. But the rewards that should have been there, everyone else got, yet his were missing. Truly the fair and just God King N.A.N. Chapter 178, Entering from Behind. Shu Sanqi is quite the talent. Du Guyan N.A.N really isn't acting like a human being regarding this matter between Shu Sanqi and N.A.N. Bing Bing is polite, treating her well in an illusion. How is that any different from drawing a cake to satisfy hunger? Shu Sanqi treating N.A.N well in an illusion, that's just having everything in your dreams, right? BB Dong hey, the most ridiculous part is, Shu Sanqi's spirit underwent an awakening, and N.A.N actually called that a reward. BB Dong, this awakening was exchanged for by N.A.N with her own body. What does it have to do with N.A.N in the slightest? Calm and composed. No, I just want to ask one thing. N.A.N sold herself at 14 to get money to save her mother, is that called unfilial? Then, isn't a mother who lets her 14-year-old daughter sell herself to save her even more deserving of being scolded? Hot girl, help, some God King really knows how to talk big without feeling the pain. A 14-year-old girl, can you come up with a second path for her to take? Hot girl and, not daring to see her mother as unfilial, he really wields that moral cudgel with ease. Needle-tailed Swift, to put it bluntly, he just didn't want to give a reward. Everyone else got one, but Shu Sanqi didn't. The reason is, you already received it. So N.A.N's sacrifice became a tool for N.A.N to save money. I am an orphan. Watching this makes my fists clench. What's the point of this illusion test? Making up for regrets. And after making up for them, then what? When they wake up, isn't it still that ice-cold relationship? It was just moving for nothing. Auspicious snow in the forest. The key is that from beginning to end in this test, it's N.A.N who is paying the price. Calm and composed indeed, N.A.N used her own willingness, again in the illusion to help Shu Sanqi with his spirit awakening. N.A.N just moved his lips the whole time and ended up with the good reputation of an examiner. Goddess of light. So what is the meaning of this test? Is it to see how humble N.A.N can be? Or is it to prove that in N.A.N's eyes, a mortal's sense of shame and dignity are nothing more than sandpaper used to polish so-called love? Du Guyan, well summarized. This time, N.A.N took a huge loss, Shu Sanqi got a free ride, and N.A.N won without lifting a finger. Bing Bing is polite. Forget it, don't be angry. Anyway, we've seen it clearly, when certain gods do things, their main style is, I don't care what you think, I only care what I think. Calm and composed. It's just a pity for that child, carrying everything at 14, only to be poked in the spine by a god and called unfilial in the end. It's truly chilling. It was fortunate that this N.A.N hadn't been invited to the sharp commentary link. Otherwise, if she saw such a future for herself, she would probably collapse. Furthermore, watching this sharp commentary content, seeing Tang-san harming people one after another, the group of female characters watching became increasingly helpless. Under the lake of life, the auspicious beast only sneered mockingly. Since it would suffer in the future, it seemed others wouldn't fare much better. At Shrek Academy in Duluo Dalui, Xiao Xiao and Wang Donger watched, all filled with righteous indignation, and lamented the tragedy of that N.A.N. Even Tang Ya, and the distant Yi Gui, watched and complained incessantly. The few of them could even guess that Tang San's harming of people probably didn't stop at just this. The female characters continued to watch the light screen, sighing as they did so. In the light screen, the sharp commentary was indeed continuing. In this section of N.A.N asking Love Valley, the disgusting things Tang San did were not limited to just that. Besides the previous ones, there is an even more speechless and disgusting part in N.A.N asking Love Valley. Closing square bracket. That is the pair, N.A.N and Wu Feng. He actually changed their gender directly. Closing square bracket. Oh my, our sea god has finally become a god. The airs he puts on are certainly different. Closing square bracket. After this test in N.A.N asking Love Valley, those two young girls, Wu Feng and N.A.N, finally saw their own hearts at the critical moment of life and death and confessed to each other. What a touching scene. Closing square bracket. But you, Tang San, are something else. As a senior expert coming out to give rewards, you just had to do something different, right? Closing square bracket. Two girls liking each other, who does that bother? Closing square bracket. The parties involved didn't think there was a problem. They held hands, jumped off the cliff, and saw through life and death. They were just waiting for you to send a blessing. Closing square bracket. But you come up and start manipulating. This won't do, this isn't according to the rules, I have to change it for you too. Closing square bracket. Change what? You directly changed N.A.N into a man. Good grief. Closing square bracket. Did N.A.N provoke you? A perfectly fine young woman, blonde hair, blue eyes, and little freckles, she was so lovely, and you changed her gender without a word. Closing square bracket. I just want to ask the great god Tang, when those two were dating, did you ask for their opinion? Closing square bracket. What Wu Feng likes is the person N.A.N, her soul, her everything, not that organ. Closing square bracket. If you turn N.A.N into a man, is she still the original N.A.N? Closing square bracket. The funniest part is your logic. I'll turn her into a man, and you two can be together openly and honestly. Closing square bracket. Say in your eyes, two girls being together is shameful, right? Closing square bracket. Speaking of this, I'm wide awake now. Great god Tang, let's talk about your glorious deeds from back in the day. Closing square bracket. That earth-shattering romance between you and Xiao Wu back then, that was a genuine human-beast love. Closing square bracket. What was Xiao Wu's status? A 100,000-year spirit beast, the soft bones rabbit. Closing square bracket. What was your status? A human. Biologically speaking, that crosses more species barriers than homosexuality, right? Closing square bracket. Why didn't you say anything back then? Why didn't you find an immortal to turn the rabbit into a human? Oh right, Xiao Wu was originally a rabbit transformed, so that's fine. Closing square bracket. When you were dating Xiao Wu, did the spirit beast clan oppose it? Closing square bracket. Did those two brothers-in-law, Sky Azure Bull Python and Titan Giant Ape, oppose it? No, right, they both supported it. Closing square bracket. Why is it that when it comes to you, when two girls are dating, you just have to intervene? Closing square bracket. You play the double standard game quite smoothly, Tang San. Closing square bracket. If they liked men, they would have gone to find men long ago. These days, would a straight woman go and be a lesbian? Where's your brain? Closing square bracket. Wouldn't Wu Feng be devastated holding a N.A.N who suddenly grew an extra thing? Closing square bracket. You think normal love is just one man and one woman, so you must straighten out the abnormal ones. Closing square bracket. But the problem is, who gave you the power to define other people's love? Closing square bracket. You, Tang San, have been a god king on Sea God Island for too long. Do you think the whole world must act according to your values? Closing square bracket. N.A.N asking Love Valley tests true love, but when true love appears, you refuse to acknowledge it and must process it. What do you call this? Closing square bracket. They didn't want to eat the natural candy, but you had to stuff a processed, gender-swapped candy into them. Isn't that sickeningly sweet? Closing square bracket. If you ask me, N.A.N and Wu Feng have good tempers. If it were me, I would flip the table directly. Closing square bracket. Chapter 179. Tang San turned N.A.N into a girl. You really are a good god king. To put it bluntly, isn't it just waiting for Huo Yuhao to kneel down and beg you? In the end, Huo Yuhao didn't play by the rules. He actually took out the yearning heartbroken red that he almost died to obtain. Do you know how this flower was obtained? He drank lava, froze like a dog, and in the end, he was completely crippled and sat in a wheelchair. As a result, as soon as this flower was fed to her, Wang Dong'er woke up. Oh my, isn't that a slap in the face? Didn't you say it couldn't be restored? It turns out that the sea god's divine ability is not as good as the flower that little Huo risked his life to get. Then why the hell are you acting as a god king? Alright, the body is alive, but the person hasn't woken up. At this moment, Ning Rongrong jumped out, and she, who was controlling the grand formation, spoke. Wang Dong'er's soul has a problem, I can't solve it. Oh my, you can't solve it. Who is standing behind you? Whose territory is Cheng'an asking Love Valley? Isn't it just that bastard Tang-san manipulating everything behind the scenes? Why does Wang Dong'er's soul have a problem? Tang-san, aren't you ashamed to stand on the side? Who is it that, in order to mooch off Huo Yuhao's opportunity, forcibly tore a piece of his own daughter's soul away? That half was stuffed into Wang Chou'er's body, causing Wang Dong'er's 3 ethereal souls and 7 corporeal spirits to be incomplete, and you are pretending not to know now. You don't wipe up the mess you made, waiting for your son-in-law to kneel and wipe it, and then complaining that he didn't wipe it clean. The most shameless operation is coming. Huo Yuhao was abused like a dog, and finally managed to bring his wife back as a vegetable. He went to the Clear Sky sect for help, and those two, the Sky Azure Bull Python and the Titan Giant Ape, started lecturing their son-in-law. Huo Yuhao, how did you protect honor? I spit, this buck passing is more accurate than Tang-san's hidden weapons. Why did Wang Dong'er end up like this? Isn't it because your master performed the surgery himself? Have you two lived for over 100,000 years in vain? Don't you have any idea about the dirty things your master did? What can Huo Yuhao use to protect her? Use his head to block the God King's schemes. Do you really think he is made of iron? In the end, Wang Dong'er lay there in a coma, and Tang-san just watched from the side without saying a damn thing. What is he waiting for? Waiting for Huo Yuhao to continue kneeling and begging him. Waiting for Huo Yuhao to continue working for him. What kind of bullshit-loving father, what kind of sea god, this is a top-tier Pua master. His daughter is a tool, his son-in-law is a long-term laborer, and he is just directing the play. Honestly, the biggest villain in the Duluo Dalui is this, good father-in-law. The Spirit Hall is nothing, the Sun Moon Empire is nothing, none of them compare to this old schemer hiding behind the scenes. Huo Yuhao, don't bother trying anymore. No matter how hard you try, you can't beat a father-in-law who is a director. If Wang Dong'er wakes up and finds out that her own father screwed over her husband like this, she'd probably faint again on the spot. What kind of bullshit father is this? Even the fathers in plays aren't as good at acting as he is. Seeing this, the female characters could no longer bear it. This Tang-san harmed others, yet he had the nerve to pretend he didn't know. It was bad enough that you harmed people, but you couldn't even admit it. Song Yi, when thinking about this, only felt that Tang-san was thick-skinned. Du Guyan, damn, that's wild. The yearning heartbroken read that Huo Yuhao risked his life to bring back just moved the spectators, right? Du Guyan Tang-san stood on the side like it had nothing to do with him. Is that his own daughter? That's just a stepping stone he threw away on his path to godhood. Bing Bing is polite logic genius. Rongrong said the body can be restored, but the soul has a problem. Bing Bing is polite, where is the problem? Isn't it because you, Tang-san, personally tore someone's soul in half and stuffed half into Wang Chou'er? Don't you have any idea in your heart? Still posturing there, pretending not to know. Bibi Dong, hey, a father forced his daughter into a coma, and the son-in-law took out his family heirloom, but this, see God, Lord is fine, standing on the side like a passerby. Bibi Dong, this operation is truly a model of fatherly kindness and filial piety. I don't understand it, but I'm greatly shocked. Calm and composed, to be honest, I really can't understand Tang-san's mindset. If you want to manipulate Huo Yuhao, go for him. Using your own daughter as a prop, and then refusing to help when she's dying, what is this? Killing the chicken to scare the monkey. But the chicken you killed is your own. Hot girl, the most disgusting thing is those two stupid spirit beasts from the Clear Sky sect. Hot girl, they don't go and question Tang-san about why he split his daughter's soul, they don't question Tang-san about why he refused to help, but they run over and point at Huo Yuhao's nose to curse him. Cursing him for not protecting Wang Dong'er well. This is called picking on the soft persimmon. Bah! Needle-tailed swift, oh my god. Needle-tailed swift, Wang Dong'er is in a coma, who is the biggest culprit? It's Tang-san. Who is the biggest beneficiary? It's still Tang-san. But what happens? Huo Yuhao offers treasures and runs around, and in the end, he becomes the scapegoat. Where can one go to reason this out? Just bullying honest people. I am an orphan, my heart aches for Huo Yuhao. My heart aches for him throughout the entire show. I am an orphan to have such a father-in-law, he's had the worst luck in 8 lifetimes. He risked his life to get an immortal herb to save his daughter, and the father-in-law doesn't even bat an eyelid. This is killing the person and punishing their heart. Auspicious snow in the forest. Don't you guys find it terrifying when you think about it? From splitting the soul, to the coincidence, in the N.A.N asking Love Valley, to the current, cannot be revived. Auspicious snow in the forest. Every step seems calculated. He isn't controlling who or you how, he is treating everyone around him as a chess piece, including his own daughter. This person is too terrifying. Duluo Tuera. Shrek Academy. Wang Donger watched the content on the light screen, and she was even too lazy to make a scene and curse this beast N.A.N again. She helplessly complained. It's one thing to drive me, his daughter, to death, but he actually stood on the side watching, and even acted as if he didn't know. How can N.'s skin be this thick? Xiao Xiao listened from the side, pondered for a moment, and muttered in response. Maybe after becoming a god, one's skin really does get thicker. But it's okay, Donger, anyway this is the future plot. As long as you don't go to that so-called N.A.N asking Love Valley, won't that be fine? Anyway, we will help you in the future. Wang Donger touched her forehead, indeed helpless as she continued to lament. Forget it, I'm not even interested in being angry anymore. The priority is to work hard to become stronger, and sooner possess my own independent life. This commentary on the N.A.N asking Love Valley has been going on for so long, it should be over by now. The main thing is, who could have imagined that in such a place, N.A.N could come up with so many shameless operations. Sometimes, I also admire N.A.N's imagination. Most people really wouldn't think of these things. Let's keep watching. Wang Donger waved her hand, not wanting to say anything more, just watching the content on the light screen. Chapter 180, Killing the Girl While Playing the Innocent. Wasn't the soul anomaly you're doing? The N.A.N asking Love Valley arc alone is already disgusting enough. In reality, N.'s interference with his own daughter goes far beyond just that. I've mentioned it before, Wang Chuer's sacrifice, and the fact that Wang Chuer carried N.'s divine sense. Do you think this sacrifice only harmed Wang Chuer? In truth, N.A.N has wronged at least 4 parties. He wronged the spirit beasts, he wronged Xiao Wu, he wronged Shrek, and he wronged the auspicious beast. Who did Wang Chuer ever provoke? She was living just fine in the Stardew Great Forest, and suddenly, N.'s divine sense was forcibly shoved into her brain. Did anyone ever ask for her opinion? It's like you're living perfectly fine in your own house, and suddenly someone breaks in and says, I'm requisitioning your house, and by the way, you have to be a blood bag for my daughter. Would you be okay with that? N.'s maneuver, forced divine sense implantation, forced bloodline transfer, forced soul reclamation, was a whole combo that wiped Wang Chuer out before she could even let out a fart. And he's gilding his daughter's resume. Does N.A.N not have hands, feet, or a spirit of her own? She has to rely on robbing a spirit beast to stand tall. This gilding is so forced, it's about to tear through their skin. The dragon god bloodline is a rare treasure that only appears in the spirit beast world once every tens of thousands of years, yet N.A.N treats it like chives in his own backyard, cutting them whenever he wants, and even digging up the roots after the harvest. That line from Xiao Wu back then sounds like a joke now. Brother San, you must respect the spirit beasts. N.A.N probably thought to himself after hearing that, respect. Why wouldn't I respect them? I'll just respect them, then kill them. Wang Chuer was designed to die by sacrifice, and once the auspicious beast died, N.A.N was bound to launch a beast tide. N.A.N launched the beast tide, and countless spirit beasts died miserably. N.A.N, why don't you come out and say something? Oh right, you've become a god, looking down from on high. It's not your daughter dying, anyway. What's the most disgusting part? When the beast tide attacked the city, those Shrek students were in the middle of class. They suddenly had to pick up weapons and fight for their lives, all because of the trouble you caused. Did anyone among those students die in battle? Were any of them injured? Who are their parents supposed to cry to? Look for N.A.N, he's busy in the god realm, he has no time to pay attention to you mortals. Is this your way of loving Shrek? Giving your alma mater a beast tide as an anniversary gift? If the Shrek principal had known this would happen, he should have expelled you back then. Returning to the matter of Wang Chuer's sacrifice, it truly exemplifies the term, tool, to the extreme. Alive, she was a container, dead, she was a sacrifice, and after death, she still had to be recycled and reused. Wang Chuer, so my whole life is only worth the price of a shipping box. Open it, use it, throw it away, and even recycle the packaging. When N.A.N holds the radiant dragon god butterfly spirit, doesn't she feel it burning her hands if she touches her conscience? That was obtained at the cost of the life of a living spirit beast girl. Wang Chuer had thoughts, feelings, and could feel pain too. Yet in N.A.N's eyes, none of that mattered. What mattered was, my daughter needs it. Is this the vision of someone after becoming a god? Is this the enlightenment of the sea god and asura god? I think it's more like the pirate god and the robber god. When Xiao Wu was with him back then, she valued his loyalty and his compassion for spirit beasts. Now, all that compassion has been entirely redirected toward his own daughter. If Xiao Wu from back at N.A.N Academy could travel to the present and see this scene, she'd probably use an 8-stage drop on the spot, then add, "I was blind." If the families of the dead and injured Shrek students held a memorial service, what would the eulogy say? "Thank you, Senior Tang-san, for letting my son die a glorious death." N.A.N launching the beast tide was wrong, but put yourself in his shoes. If your family's ancestral grave was dug up and your ancestors' bones were used to make soup, wouldn't you be anxious? Wouldn't you go berserk? The most incredible part is that after this whole operation, Tang-san remains squeaky clean. The deeds were done by others, the blood was shed by others, but all the benefits ended up in his own pocket. When Wang Chuer sacrificed herself, did she ever think about how many chain reactions her death would trigger? How many people would die? How many spirit beasts would die? But does any of this have anything to do with Tang-san? No. He only cares about the final result. His daughter has the dragon god bloodline, her spirit has evolved, she's prettier, she's stronger, that's enough. Everything else, none of my business. Isn't this the classic, after I die, let the flood come? Except, when the flood comes, he's still alive and watching the chaos from the god realm. Also, if Tang Wedong had any conscience, she should feel disgusted holding this spirit. Every time she transforms, it's a reminder to herself, I became stronger because a girl died for me. But the question is, does Tang Wedong know about this? Does she know the truth? If she doesn't know, then she's an oblivious beneficiary. If she knows and is still at peace with it, then that's even worse. Tang-san's move didn't just screw over Wang Chuer, the spirit beasts, and the Shrek students, he even put his own daughter on the chopping block. What do you call this? This is killing multiple birds with one stone, and every bird is poisoned. To put it bluntly, all that talk about respecting spirit beasts and loving Shrek is just lip service. When it truly conflicts with his daughter's interests, all of that is total crap. If Xiao Wu still has any brains left, watching the things her bedmate does every day, I wonder if she has nightmares at night. I'll ask one last time, what was Wang Chuer's life actually worth? A footnote on Tang-san's path to godhood. A cheat code for Tang Wedong's spirit upgrade. A number that vanished from the spirit beast world. I'll ask on behalf of Wang Chuer, Tang-san, can you even sleep at night? Duguyan, I'm literally dying of laughter. This move by Tang-san really gave me goosebumps with how ridiculous it is. Duguyan, gilding your daughter's resume is fine, but you're treating the entire spirit beast race as a dowry. Wang Chuer was implanted with divine sense, forced to sacrifice herself, and in the end, even her dragon god bloodline was drained. Good grief, this isn't becoming a god, this is becoming a monster, a selfish, self-interested monster. Bing Bing is polite, let's analyze this rationally. First, he promised Xiao Wu to respect the spirit beasts, and now, for the sake of his daughter, he's directly cut off the future of the spirit beasts. Second, he's a Shrek graduate, right? Yet because of his actions, N.A.N launched a beast tide that almost leveled Shrek City. Third, after becoming a god, he claims to be a guardian every day, but after all this time, all he's guarding is his own small patch of land. This is a closed logical loop. BB Dong, hey. BB Dong, back then in front of me, he kept saying, spirit beasts also have the right to survive, making it sound better than a song. Chapter 181, the daughter issue is all Huo's fault. The pure and pristine god King Tang-san. BB Dong, and now, for the sake of his daughter's bloodline, he directly caused the entire spirit beast race to become extinct. BB Dong, after a man becomes a god, he doesn't even bother to pretend anymore. Calm and composed, let's speak about this with life chi. Calm and composed, you love your daughter, fine, I understand. But can you not make others pay the price for her? The spirit beasts pay the price, Shrek pays the price, even Xiao Wu's promises pay the price. Is the whole world just a stepping stone for your family? Hot girl, I'll be blunt. This is refined egoism. Your mouth speaks of protecting the common people, but your hands harvest the weak. Wang Chuer was discarded after being used, N.A.N's revenge is called a riot, and Shrek's deaths are called the sacrifices. Even a double-standard dog isn't as hypocritical as you. Needle-tailed swift, and have you noticed, Tang Wedong's original spirit was the radiant goddess butterfly, such a nice name. But as a father, he had to gild it, and with dragon skin stripped from Wang Chuer's corpse at that. I just want to ask, isn't Tang Wedong afraid of having nightmares when she sleeps at night? I am an orphan. I am an orphan. Do those spirit beasts that died in the beast tide have names? I am an orphan. Has anyone burned paper money for those students who were caught in the crossfire? I am an orphan, or is it that in the eyes of a god,